And so that's why I talk about heart consciousness and why I work with heart consciousness. So, if you want to get in touch with your heart, just, put your hands on your heart and close your eyes and breathe into your heart and just feel that air going in and out and just be with your heart. Feel the love in your heart. Feel the compassion in your heart. Feel the gratitude in your heart. We need to be connected here and here, right? And so it's very important, and it'll help you to manifest things better too.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany Alexander, and this is Unveiling Journeys. Man, I'm excited to have you here today. Just one second about me. I love people. I love getting to know people and hearing their incredible journey and their story. Then, whenever I hang out with them, I always like to ask, hey, who do you know that I should know? Or, man, you've been so fun. How do I get to know more people in your circle that are just like you? And then, by the way, I probably have thought of people you need to know. How do I get them to you? Kind of a thing. Just like promoting and sharing and the networking life, I guess is the way it is. I do enjoy hanging out in certain networking groups, which have been fun. And that way I get to have some really cool people to come on the show and share their thing, their company, their story, and be able to share that with you. So with that, I get to welcome my guest today, Nadine. Oh my gosh, thank you for your time. And tell everybody right now a little bit about you and what you're up to.
Well, I work a lot with I'm a counselor, and I work a lot with couples, individuals, businesses, business teams. I also am a trainer, so I actually do courses and online events. And I've written a book called the PEP Personality Process, Knowing Me, Knowing You, the PEP Personality Process, which is my um, tool that I developed. Um, and I just love working and helping people to thrive in life, no matter what they've been through, right?
Right. One of the things that fascinated me about all the fun things you've done is the personality assessment. Cause I'm one of those people, I'm pretty self aware. And I'm like, I'll take them all. I know they're all going to say about the same thing, but yours is yours. This is not a disc test. This is not what, name them all, right? The idea of what you get to present and provide to people to be able to help them thrive in work or life, I thought was so fascinating. That's why I wanted to kind of bring you on to talk about a little bit more.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's a dynamic system. So it allows for you to be the dynamic person and the multifaceted person that you are, but it also helps you to get like there's imbalance and out of balance in all the four zones. So if you it helps you to get back into balance and to know how to get back into balance.
wow. And what are the four areas that, or do you want to talk about it a little bit more?
Fine, yeah. So the four areas so there's four zones, and there's four components. And so everyone has the four zones and everybody has the four components. So the four zones are environment, communication, challenge, and security. And the four components are kinesthetic, visual, cognitive, and auditory. Now that sounds uh, I use those words in different ways than people actually understand them. So,
Right, right. And this is something that why did you decide to invent something like this?
well, I was doing my NLP training and I was doing my spiritual training at the same time. And in my NLP training at that time, they only had three things. And in my spiritual, they had four things. And I ended up sort of getting a download about how those all work together. And so that was really how it started. Then I started using it with my family and my friends and my clients and
Can I use this
and
on my children? My 5-year-old, my 7-year-old?
well, I am very grateful that I knew how my children processed because it really helped me because they're so different, right? And so And, that idea that you can treat every child the same is not correct. But anyway, so yes, it's been a journey, but I've used, I've actually worked with thousands of people at this point in time, with my PEP personality process. And it gets people really love it
Yeah.
because it really helps them to know themselves really quickly. And a lot of it people already know about themselves, but it's kind of like, yes, I know that. And now I've had it confirmed.
Yeah. That's fun. Does it test into, like, the awesomeness and then, like, "Oh, no, I have this going on too? Because that's always self.
Yes. So it's got the gifts that you have. And then it also has the challenges that you have, and how to work with your challenges. Yeah.
My goodness, I love that. Because I think if people could understand a challenge could have been something that was a strength that's turned into a weakness, and knowing what it is, and you could conquer it instead of maybe avoiding it, and knowing, like, "Man, I don't like doing paperwork." Like, "Oh my gosh, as a business owner, let's delegate that out," right? Like, do.
Well, and I also my 2 areas of specialization are relationships, any kind of relationship, and my second one is trauma. So I work a lot with trauma as well.
Hmm. Man, this
And
is interesting.
I've actually developed my own trauma therapy. So
Wow. I mean, out of necessity, right? The greatness of invention. Let's do this, because I wanna talk to you more about all of this stuff, but ho let's get there. Let's unveil your journey. Tell me, oh, from the beginning, like, where are you from and what you wanna be growing up and going to school and jobs and
well,
so forth?
I'm from a little place in the Okanagan in BC called Culloden, and my family is actually one of the founding families of Culloden, and it's on Skaha Lake. But I've always been curious about people, and so I started my journey quite early in life, around age 15, 16. I don't remember exactly when I took my first meditation training, but, and then I just took a lot of workshops and a lot of courses and I just started training early. And then in my late teens, I started giving workshops for people much older than me. And it was all about women, empowering themselves.
Really?
Yeah. And then, at 19, I actually opened a sporting goods store. And I had a sporting goods store for several years. And then I did the rest of my training and, for becoming a counselor. I did my NLP training, my counseling certification, and a bunch of other things. And then I opened my own practice in 1986.
Wow. And that was something that you naturally leaned into at, or were people encouraging you to do it too?
Well, people are always coming to me and asking me for advice. And so that sort of had me leaning in that direction. Um, And I just am a person that loves to know things, and so I never stopped training. I still am training. So I just came back from a 5-day summit. So I'm always training, and I think that growth and learning new things and being able to apply them, that's the type of therapy that I do.
Yeah.
So, the therapy that I do actually includes creating the therapy for that individual because I have so much training that instead of going with one methodology, I actually use whatever is the most beneficial to that person.
Wow. That's phenomenal to think that you put all these tools on your tool belt to be the best possible for every client and all their different needs versus just like, well, let me hear you talk it out on a chair, right?
Well, the funny thing is I get people calling me saying, "Do you have room in your practice to take on new clients?" And I say to them, "I always have room because I'm always completing with my clients."
Ah, that's right. You're just not counseling forever. You're getting them to pass or through, right?
Yeah, I mean, results are important to me. I mean, I love to help people get where they need to go, and it will take whatever time that takes, and I do it as quickly as possible.
I appreciate that versus like, I need to see you every other week for the rest of your life. I mean, I get it. Like
Not
I've
into that,
seen,
sorry.
yeah,
That's not where I come from.
there are layers of things that I think we address in life, especially we're like, wow, my childhood, I didn't realize that was a thing. But all right, so you have your tell me more about the bits of your journey, like what happened next.
Gosh, so I started off on Vancouver Island in Parksville, and then I moved to Victoria, and I opened a clinic here. And basically, was doing self-esteem programs for women and self-esteem programs for men at that time, and those were very well received here. And I did, you know, classes of 12 people, and then I just continued to grow and move, and
Yeah.
uh, I kept moving my office, and finally, I actually got the building that I was in. They actually evicted everybody in the buildings. There was 2 buildings. They evicted everybody, to tear them down and build this horrendous big thing. Um, and so at that point, I mean, I'd been there for 14 years, and so at that point, I just said, you know, I they didn't give me enough time to really renovate another place. And so I moved my office home. So my husband created a nice office in my home, and my clients love it. So the ones that come here love it. The ones that see it online have, have good feelings about it. So I'm quite happy. It took me about 8 months to adjust because I've always been in professional buildings.
Right. A lot of this curriculum that you set up, like these self-esteem, was this something that you just knew and you invented or you sourced? Like, tell me about how you went about doing that.
Well, I resort, I research things, and but I've been doing classes since I was in my teens.
Oh,
And so, I mean, I have a lot of information about different topics, particularly ones that I think people need. And yeah, so they were just, ones that I put together. And
that's so neat to think that you see a need and you're like, wow, this is something that I should invent up and then go homework it, make sure it's right, and then present it as information. Um, so moving into your office, what did that look like? I mean, adjustment times and clients coming in?
well, I think it's been quite a journey for me since 2020 because I had done everything in person up until 2020. And then I got forced to go online because they wouldn't let me in my building, even though they charged me full rent, um, which was not, I didn't think was fair. But anyway, um, so I've been learning ever since because the internet is a very different place to be.
Yeah,
It's very noisy. It's hard for people to understand what you do. And it's hard to sort of, I mean, I don't trust a lot of the people out there. So how do you get someone to trust you, right? So it's a bit of a challenge that way. I belong to, some networking groups and things like that. I think we met in a networking group actually. And you know, since I've moved my office home, I've started um a community called Heart Consciousness Community. Um I've I'm in the process of working with a company out of Australia called Positive Prime, which is a tool that helps people to create a different state of mind and it helps you to reprogram your beliefs and um, gives you resilience and creativity. And in 3 minutes, it puts you in a state of flow.
wow, 3 minutes. People can possibly afford that nowadays with 30-second ability to pay attention, right?
Well, they actually have a very good special on right now. It normally costs $199 per year to use this tool, and it's a new tool. They've actually revamped it so that you can actually use it on your phone as well as your computer. it's instead of being $199 a year, it's actually $99. And it gives you I've had people that have worked their way out of depression and or anxiety. I've had other clients go be able to sleep from watching the different sessions, and you put your own pictures in it as well. So it's a visual tool, but it works with it actually affects your whole body.
That's incredible. And what's it called again?
Positive Prime.
Ah, nice. We'll put some links for everybody who's listening to the show to be able to go
I
look
will
for it.
get the I will give you a link so that anybody that wants to get the $99 special, the special goes until the end of December, and as of January 1st, the price goes back up.
Ah, yeah. And this is for 2025, so you guys watching this accidentally too late. Nice. So you're working on some incredible things. Whenever you take a peek back for all of what you've done and what you've accomplished, you've been doing so much. You could just kick up your feet and stop at this point. So I want to ask, like, why do you keep showing up? Why do you keep doing what you do?
Well, because making a difference I feel like I'm making a difference, and that's meaningful to me, and I just love people. I I I want them to be happy and have a good life and to be okay with themselves, and, the more we know ourselves, better our relationships are, because as we know ourselves and as we accept ourselves, it actually helps us because every relationship we have is actually determined by how we treat ourselves. So, our interactions with others really depend on how we treat ourselves. So, one of the most important things people can do is love themselves, accept themselves, get to know themselves.
Yeah, and that's awesome. At this point, people are thinking, "Wait, I want in. I want to be involved." Where do you want people? What's your favorite way for people to come find you?
Well, my name is quite rare, so they can actually just put my name into the Google and it will probably bring me up. There is one other woman that I know that has my name, but, um, they can go to my website, which is progressiveplus.com, or they can go to LinkedIn, or they can go to Facebook, or, there's a lot of places that they can contact me, but probably my website is the best place to go, progressiveplus.com.
Perfect. All right. All right. At the point where I want to ask you like two more questions. Tell me, what's on the horizon? Like, what are you working on that we get to anticipate?
Well, I'm going to continue working with Positive Prime because we're actually coming out with a movie. So the summit that I was just at was the Global Positive Prime Summit, and it was incredible. We had all the leaders of of positive psychology, and the fellow who did all the research on gratitude was there, and many other incredible speakers. And so we just filmed all of it. We filmed the whole, and we're coming up with a movie that is going to be coming out soon. So I'm continuing to work with Positive Prime. I'm continuing to work with getting other programs up on online. It's been a challenge for me a bit, but I'm getting there. I've done live events, but ones that are sort of both live and not live. It's something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Um, and who knows, I might come out with another book.
All right. I will follow up on that so that way we can um be keeping an eye out. Now, what's the name of the book that you've authored?
It's called Knowing Me, Knowing You, the PEP Personality Process.
Mm, nice. That way you guys can go take a peek and support her in that and learn incredible things about yourself and be able to know that you heard her right on here. And then for everybody to think to themselves, "Oh, should I go reach out, go follow all the things that she's working on and what she's up to so that way you can have that revelation for yourself to kind of bring out the best, which is why I like seeing what's good and what's bad in myself personally. So I can work on it and have someone call me on the stuff I'm working on. Let me do this. I want to ask you what what are your words of wisdom, your nuggets you want to leave with everybody to wrap up our show?
Well, I think the most important thing I can say to people is get in touch with your heart, because the heart energy is way more expansive than the head energy. And so that's why I talk about heart consciousness and why I work with heart consciousness. So, if you want to get in touch with your heart, just, put your hands on your heart and close your eyes and breathe into your heart and just feel that air going in and out and just be with your heart. Feel the love in your heart. Feel the compassion in your heart. Feel the gratitude in your heart. We need to be connected here and here, right? And so it's very important, and it'll help you to manifest things better too.
About that. Man, this has been fun. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you sharing your story and your heart in this, why you keep showing up. And thank you for inventing the things you're doing and the future stuff you're working on because it really, I imagine it's changing so many people's lives. And I can't wait to go take this test so that I can know myself too better. You guys should go check it out on her site or go take and get a copy of her book and reach out to her. Follow her on our website and again, thank you, Nadine, for your time to come and be on the show today.
Thank you, Tiffany, for inviting me. It's been a pleasure and it's been a joy.
Oh, I appreciate that. And those of you guys who stayed to hang out for the whole episode, I appreciate you for viewing, and I will see you on another episode. Bye.